Hey, hello guys. I'm Igor and today we will visit World Soil Museum in Wageningen, the Netherlands. Let's go. It would be my first time in this museum. I came there inside just one or two times, but I didn't visit it properly, so it would be this video. It's fresh vision, first impressions of World Soil Museum in Wageningen. This soil museum it's based in Wageningen University, in enclosed infrastructure of Wageningen University, and ISRIC World Soil Information Center. So when we enter, first what we see, welcome to the World Soil Museum. And also there is a voice guide available, so you could see, visit soundcloud.com profile World Soil Museum to find a proper audio guide for the museum. So I just noticed these two small things. With them, it seems you could listen story about museum, about its treasures. So museum, it's kind of huge room with a lot of soil profiles on the wall. So let's start. We would go clockwise, I suppose. So first we have introduction that soil are the basis for life. I totally agree with it, as every soil scientist. Here we have some materials, some infographics about soils, and also it seems it's like star volley in Hollywood. So it's handprints of directors of very important people in soil science. And this is Van Baaren, founder of first museum. So let's start. I think we would start from here. Here we see recent acquisition. It's which soils the museum received recently. So what I could say, if you just first time heard something about soil profile, that soils, they are not just homogeneous, not just dirt at our feet, but actually it's separate and very interesting nature body, very diverse one. You could notice it here if you didn't know. You see that this soil, it's very beautiful and interesting body, and it's from all over the world. It's very different. From, for example, this is soil from Wageningen. So right now we're at Wageningen Soil Museum, and here we have such soils. So this soil from Belgium. Oh, I visited Belgium once. So we could see that roots coming quite deep here. So this looks like iron, this ochre color. So it's going from maybe from bottom, from underground waters, or maybe it was leached somehow. I think, yeah, it was. It's coming from underground waters, and this looks like sand, because Netherlands, almost all part of the Netherlands, it's stay on sandy area, which came from ice ages, where everything, where a lot of ice came all around. So here we could see another soils from Suriname, very beautiful one. It looks like cake. I want to eat it. Yeah. And this one, it's from Ghana. Oh, it's cool. So from Ghana. Very fine one. And this is from Chile. Oh, very hot Chile soil. So it's recent acquisitions. Here we have portrait of geolog Starring, and some rocks, very different. Let's, for example, pyrite. It's very easy to recognize it because it's very shiny and beautiful. Iron deposits, yeah, iron deposits in Firestone. A lot of rocks, so you could get some understanding of mineralogy from this shelf, because actually each soil it come from parent material. So first we have a rock, like rocks, like a mountain, like a very solid, and then weather, raining, and all kind of stuff influence at this rock and formate soil. So each soil has a lot of small minerals in it. If you would look at soil, at any small piece of this soil under a microscope, you could see lots of minerals there. It's very exciting. So here we have rocks. Next, another recent acquisitions. Oh, nice. And also stand with some photos of soil profiles and instruments to learn soil science. This is Mansell charts of colors, because it's very important in science to understand what color is it precisely. So soil scientists in the field, when we try to identify soil, we investigate color very careful. So here we have another beautiful soils from Bhutan. From Bhutan. Then this one from Jordan. Very big structure here, beautiful. And here from Indonesia. Wow, just look at it. So soil, here it's fully formed soil, look like quite clayish to me, and but it's very dry clay. So here we have, of course, actually when you come to the museum, the best thing to do is to come with excursion, with a guide. And in soil museum you have such a possibility to come here with a guide, and then each soil he could tell you like precise story about it, how it formed, and all other interesting things. I just look at this first time and I'm trying to figure out what is it, how it's formed, and it's very interesting to solve these riddles. So this how it came from parent material, we could see. So each soil, if you look at it, it's like a story of landscape. It's a story several millions years. You could see it, how it become mature, how soil become mature from young soil when it was almost rock, it become real soil, very fertile one. For example, this one from Georgia. Oh, from Georgia, it's Caucasus soil, nearby to the Russia, and I'm from Russia. So in Georgia, you see it's very blackish, look quite fertile, but also you see all these things, how it would be in English, cracks, all these cracks. It means that it could be a bit have a bit acidic pH, for example. So I'm not sure how much it's fertile. And also all these soils, they are in WRB classification. So actually in Russia, I studied WRB classification a bit, and I had some field experience in WRB classification. But in Russia we use our own classification. Soil classification, it's very different from this one. So actually, if you know soil classification, when you just look at the name of soil, it gives you quite a lot of information. What is it? How it was formed? What is it? And as I do not remember it by heart, for me it's hard to understand what is exactly. So this is soil from Spain. You see, if you come to the soil museum, it's like it's World Soil Museum. So it's like you visited all countries in the world, and it's kind of awesome. So it's hot Spanish soil. It looks like sandy cake. You just want to eat it. Then another soil from Georgia with a lot of iron again. It's very easy to recognize it. And trees, big tree roots here. This one from Suriname, and it's maybe if we would lick it, it would be salty. It looks like it, but maybe just sand. But it looks like salt to me, so it's very salty soil, could be. Then this is our Russian selenets. Yeah, this is selenets from Russia, and actually, guys, I myself took this monolith. So yeah, I participated in expedition. So we came to Russia. I organized this expedition. I had this idea because in Russia we have our students practice. So we go from Moscow to the south to Volgograd, and we have like 4 or 5 places where we stay for a while and learn, study soils. So when I visited Isrik 7 years ago, I had an inspiration that we could try take Russian soils to the museum, and then we did it. It will be a separate story. I think I'll make video about it, how we managed to get these soils, and this is one of these soils from Russia which we took. So it's very beautiful selenets. So let's continue, because it's just the beginning. Oh, I heard a story about this tree. It looks like common tree, you could think, but actually this tree trunk, it's 6 million years old, guys. Just imagine it, 6 million years old, and it's conservated. Why it didn't petrify? Because it was in the middle of like brown coal or peat. So this it was conservated by peat, and that's why it was possible to put it here at the museum. 6 million trees. And also, as I heard about this tree trunk, it's species which do not exist anymore. So 6 million years ago we had such trees on the earth, and now they are not exist. So it's only what we left there. It's very interesting. Some information, brochures and stuff. And here also, if you have rabbit, hello rabbit. And here you could, if you come with a group, you could have a conference, I think, to watch some maybe video. Soils and color exposition. So here we have example how soils could be very brightful, different and colorful. And look at this soil, for example. It's soil from Indonesia, and it has really interesting color transaction, you see. So it's so different, it's so interesting, it's so amazing. how it could be different. So here we have everything more homogeneous, like pale. Here we have some more ochre, it's like iron. Here we have some organic, some black stuff, and again some sandy. So it's all very different, and all kinds of soils. If you just came to your park, you would see that every like 10 meters it could be something new under your feet. And in soil museum it's perfect a place to see that. It's very interesting. So we have soils from Finland, from Brazil, here from Zambia, and I think it's two soils from Zambia, I suppose so, because there is no name, and it's really very unusual. You see, it's like precious gems. You see this? It's just very beautiful. Oh, soils and colors, and here we have soils and land use exposition, and you see again this pyrit. It's one of the most beautiful minerals, and it's not very expensive one. It looks like, but actually you could meet it very often. So land use soils, it's soils which we humans, soils which we use while we produce food, because almost every piece of meal which you have every day, you have it only because of soil, because humanity, we are able to use soils to grow food. So here we could see how, I suppose that, yeah, it's possible to read everything, but as I just and also not only to read but to listen, but as I have like my first impression of this museum, and I just want to look around, it's just without too much going into it, I just want to show you first look. So soils from China, from Japan, and it's soils in China. It's very interesting ones, because in China they use soils to grow rice, for example, and it's very special soils. Maybe it's one of these ones. Soil from China, clay soil. Soil from Thailand. Wow, look at this structure. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Soil from Kenya, with this structure is very like in plates. Yeah. The Netherlands soil. Netherlands soil. So it's where we got food. If you came to the Netherlands and you ate something, you could think, oh, maybe it's something like this produced. I ate wheat, which were grown like this. So this is another Padzol soil from the Netherlands, very nice one. And this is Spain soil. Next, so you see we just started. It's recent acquisitions, soil colors, soil and land use, and now soils and time. Soils and time. And here we have some information about it. Of course, it's better just stay and first read everything and then look at soils. But yeah, okay, we have another approach today. It's soil from Samoa, from China, from India. So from Samoa, and you could see here, it's a very good example, as I see, that how soil appeared from parent material, from the rock, from the parent material, and in these soils, it's quite good. You could see it quite good. This how it become from like clay, how soil structure become more because how soil become more structured, and then more organic matter appear in it, and you see this tree root. So yeah, it's Chermit Mound. Kenya, very white monolith from Kenya. Cool. Germany. And this is also it's already soil and organism, and here I think we could find some artifacts in this soil, which show us how soil influenced soil at biodiversity. And actually you have like most of biomass in the world, it's in soil. It's not, as we could think, in the water or in the air or on the ground. It's in soil. So here we could see how we can see living organisms right here, because it's a museum, yeah. But here we see that soil could be used by all these living organisms which lives here, and a lot of roots go deep down, and it's all an environment for living insects, for moles, for soil microorganisms, of course, and it's kind of very important. So here we have this so it's a lot of insects living there and other. Oh, by the way, this is chernozem from Russia, and it has kratovina. Moles, they dig their holes from the upper level to the bottom, because it was a soil which we took as a monolith. It's not in the museum yet, but I think it would be soon there. So yeah, soil and organisms, soils and parent material. And here you could see how soil forming from the rock, from parent material, and how it influenced soil formation, how soil could be different because of its parent material. So it's very important. You see, it's very exciting and different soils. It's like, I mean, when you look at this, they're all so different. It's like looking at different people. All people, okay, they have hands, head, body, and legs, but we're all different. We have all different personalities, and we have all different appearance even. So here we have, each soil also has its own personality and appearance. Personality is something, how this soil, how this soil appeared, with which processes, what influenced at soil, what influenced at this parent material, so it became soil. And also, and of course, appearance, it's like how it looks, and you could see that it's like amazing how it could be different. It's very different. So this soil from Italy, very interesting. It looks like a clay parent material, and then it become a smaller and smaller structure, and then it become quite fertile top layer, yeah, where we have some roots. So here we also see how it's soil from Nambia, and here we see how parent material, how it was reprocessed into the soil at which you stay if you're in Nambia. So yeah, another Nambia soil. Wow, you see, it's just two soils from Nambia, 1 and 2, and they're so different. It's just crazy. Oh my god. So soils and relief. Oh, this is nice catena, I think, catena. So one of the most important factors on soil formation is relief. So in some we have a landscape, and in some places it's more shallow, some places it's more high. We have mountains, we have like low places, and it influences soil very much. And it's a good example how it influences soil. So just look at it. I think there we have here like an explanation. All these soils, these two soils. Okay, they took it in Spain. This Indonesia, Norway. Okay, I thought it would be Katif. Yeah, here maybe we have Catena. It's also soil and relief, because it's interesting to look at the soil from one place and how they're different. But no, it's just it's just show how relief could change soil. Okay, but actually, when I was a student, I had just huge brainstorm. I had like brain blow when we dig a hole at the top of the hill. Then we went down like 20 meters. We took another hole in the ground, and it was 100 different soil. Like in 20 meters, if you go down from one hill to another place, it's just very different soils, and really it really influence even at like micro level, you could say, okay, meso level. So here we have soils which describe that soil position in the landscape. It's important factor of their formation. And yeah, so we could see that some of the soils, they were influenced by, for example, rivers, or it's from Norway, from sea. So first there was sea, maybe it was like huge piece of ice, like several kilometers of ice, several thousand years ago. It could bring some parent material. This is alluvic powered parent material, or parent material from the river could influence very much at soil. And this is very good example how relief, because of course water doesn't move by herself, it moves. All rivers which we have at our earth, which you maybe have near your house, why rivers, they flow around. They flow because of some places they are higher, some lower, and water flow from high places to low places. Actually, not all people know it. Not all people know why rivers flow. So I think it's important to explain it when you talk about soils and their formation. So soils and relief, and it's like two stands, because you see relief, it's big factor of soil formation, and of course it's it's a good example how it influences. So it's about valley bottoms and wet soils. So in wet areas you have very thin, very clayish material, because a lot of water they have. So all this soil, you could see this brownish it's like concretions of iron in this soil, and it comes because of we have so much water in such places. So this is from soil from Romania, and also we have you could see this iron ochre color, beautiful one, I love it. Soil from Uruguay. And you see, the thing is that you could have some photos from this soil, how it looked when soil scientists, they took this monolith. So because wet soil and dry soil has different colors, different structure actually. So right now it's very solid because it's dry, but if you would wet it, it would become much more softer. So and this soil from Kenya, another beautiful bright colors here, and soil from Peru. Oh my God, soil from Peru. So, next one, soils from different places in the world, from humid tropics to deserts and other places. And this all huge wall, it's about soil and climate, because relief, it's important factor. So as now I understand the idea of this exposition, so factors of soil formation, we had such video at our YouTube channel, and main factors of soil formation, it's time, it's organisms, it's parent material, it's relief, and it's climate. Of course, it's climate. And actually I see the man and soil, so okay, it's also right now it's big factor of soil formation. And if we would look at the climate, it begins from humid tropics, where very wet tropics. Actually, I visited such places like in Vietnam, where you have just impenetrable jungles, where it's hard to go into 10 meters. So you need to use machete to cut grass. And you see, they have so strong roots, and these soils, as they're very wet, you would think that they would be very dark, but it's not always like this. So this is soil from Indonesia, it's from Peru, so humid tropic soil, from India. Yeah, guys, it's like it's from Ecuador. So it's like when you visit soil museum, it's like you visit everything, literally all pieces of our planet. So this is Brazil, hot Brazil soil. Now we see here desert soils, and I think in general all people, they could think that desert, it's something very boring and nothing, it's like all deserts are the same, you could think. But actually deserts, they could be very different, and they could have very special soils there. And this is just a great example. Look at this parent material. Yeah, of course it's just interesting to look into each of these soils precisely and learn its story and hear about this soil. But as we have express guide, express first impression, we're going like this. Okay, so this is the soil from India. Okay. Oh, soil from United States, look at it. Nice, it's from United States desert. It's from Colorado, where cowboys, piff puff. So this is China soil. Oh my God, so much salt here. You see this layer is just amazing. It's just amazing. I'm not sure that water could penetrate this layer. Petrosolic Solanchak. You see, I just want to stay here for an hour and learn it more precisely, but we have to go. Okay, Cuba soil, South Africa soil. What I could say, actually, it would be fun to have this font a bit bigger, because okay, do not have the best vision in the world, but still it's hard for me to look, because the most important here not to see the name of soil, but to place where it came from. I mean, for me as human being, let's imagine that I do not know about soils anything, and actually it's the people who come to the soil, they do not know about soils anything, For them, it's more important to see the country, the place where it came from, not the WRB classification name. It's just a small recommendation for the museum stuff, as I make like first impression, how it would be, walk around. And it's what I just noticed, that it would be nice, because I always I do like this, like, what, from where, which country is it? Okay, so another beautiful South African soil, and we could see that climate influence at soils very much. It's temperate subtropics, very beautiful one. Oh my God, just look at this. Oh my God. Oh, it's so exciting how it came from such parent material. Then, after several thousands years, we have this where plants growing. It's just unbelievable. Steep soil. Oh, look, steep soil. Great. So it's soil from Russia, exact location unknown, so it's like an unknown Russian monolith, but it's really beautiful. You see, he's so deep. Oh my God, it's like 2 meters, even more, I think. Yeah, Russian steep, white and beautiful. China soil, then Cuba. Yeah, we saw several soils from Cuba already. Just look at this. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I just want to make a selfie. It's really beautiful. Like, yeah, I think this would be nice. Rakus, like nice view. Yeah, just unbelievable. How they're beautiful. So another soil monolith from China. A lot of Chinese soils. They're so different. So South Africa soil. It's boreal. So we have in Russia we have a lot of boreal soils also, and here you could see how they looks like. So here we come to the man and soil. So I think that there we had land use, and this is more specific to modern times, as you could see here. So, for example, this is a soil from the Netherlands, and it has a lot of artifacts from man, from humanity. So you see this piece of glass and other stuff, and actually it's also right now it's quite big factor of soil formation, you could say. Some people they included soil science. It's very, I think, very creative science because there are so much opinions which factors should be called as major for soil formation. And there is opinion that anthropogenic factor, that soil, that man, humanity influence right now so much that it's like different special factor. And some people they say no way. So it's very interesting to learn soil science, guys. A lot of open blank spots there. You see also this is good example how soils could be actually polluted, and it's not right to tell the truth. It's if actually glass if you would throw whole glass bottle to the ocean, it's not so big problem. But if you put to the water, to the ocean, plastic, it would be bad thing. So soil, of course, in several thousand years, soil would forget about everything. But as we use soil right now, as we live here now, we need to look after soil if we want to survive. And actually, this is a good example how we have to what we have to try to avoid. Yeah, this just huge amount of glass in it in top layer. It looks very scary. And it's a good example, by the way. These two soils with these awful artifacts, they are from good example how people from the Netherlands, they do not hide their problems. They're very straight. I just right now I'm in the Netherlands and I communicate with a lot of people, from a lot of Dutch people, and it's one of their big advantage, by the way, that they do not hide their problems. So to put in the museum in the Netherlands, so with such artifacts, it's like, yeah, it's cool. Good. Another Dutch soil, Technosol, they call it Technosol. This is Uzbek Technosol. Okay, you could learn WRB while you visiting museum. So here we have interesting structure. I suppose that this soil, you could have a lot of stories about it, because it's one of the most easier. I mean, okay, not easier maybe, but actually we have a lot of information about anthropogenic soils, because we could understand land use and then understand what happened with these soils. And people, they influence soil in very fast way. And nature, to form soil, to make it so beautiful, it spent like millions years, dozens, thousand years they nature spent to make such soils, so they are able to feed us. And human could ruin soil like in 2 years, like in 1 day. So it's easy to reconstruct what happened with this soil. Oh my God, this Technosol, another Dutch Technosol, and this you see, it looks like soil near the sea, because of this how it would be, seashells and a lot of salt in here, and you see this like lines. I think this soil, we could read here, it was soil which were constructed to protect land from the sea. So that's why it has so interesting and beautiful structure. You see, it's just unbelievable. And yeah, it's you could say that it's anthropogenic soil, because human made it like this. You see, in a few thousands of years, maybe, okay, hundreds of years. So yeah, it's cool. Another anthropogenic soil. So, and Brazil soil also anthropogenic, because humans used it for growing plants. So that's why it's here. Because when we grow wheat, when our cattle eat grass, we influence soil. So it's humans, it's not cows, it's we. Yeah, funny. So soils in the, of the Netherlands, of course, we have Dutch soils, because yeah, we're in the Netherlands, so it's a big part of the collection. And in the Netherlands, it's very wide diversion, very wide range of different soils. Actually, Netherlands, it's not a huge country in the matter of territory, but in matter of diversity, you could see that it's, oh my God, it's so different, because sea is near, so a lot of places with the sand, with the alluvial material. So also there are a lot of forests, and people, they use these soils for centuries. So soils in the Netherlands, they very different and interesting to study. So you see, we could see in description where which soil, which landscape this soil came from. So sandy dunes, famous sandy dunes from the Netherlands, they grows at they have such soil layer. So yeah, it's very fun. And this for example, it's a river soil near the river with a clay we could see it here. So it's soils with very wet bottom part. Yeah. And this is shells. I think it's seashells again. Yeah. Oh, it's polder soils. So polders, maybe you heard about Dutch polders, how they conquer land from the sea, because a lot of land in the Netherlands it's taken from the sea, so people would be able to live there. So yeah, it's very interesting. And also, so I think the best way now I see that the best way to go around the museum is, of course, I think if you're alone, to listen the guide. I'll do it. I'll do it next time. And then if you do not want to listen, you could just read everything here, and it's also would give you a lot of information. So I'll do it also. I think we would together with Stukense, we would make another videos about soil museum when we would learn it a bit, when we would study it. And also in the museum there is a interactive part with huge screens which could give you a lot of information about soils and monoliths which are in the museum, because actually this is all these monoliths, it's monoliths which presented in museum, and there is also huge storage with several hundreds monoliths there. It's in basement, and sometimes museum staff, they change monoliths from the exposition. They took new monoliths from the archives and put it here, and it's actually it makes visiting soil museum interesting, not only once but several times, because it's this collection, it's changed. And these interactive things, you have like possibilities to click at the screen to look at information about different soils. I think it's loading. Let's do it again. Come on. Yeah. So you could see soils where they came from with huge map, and it looks very cool. And also there is stories about different things. You have, like in Matrix, you know, such things. Hello, Agent Smith. So you could hear stories about different topics like soil and land use. We had it there. Soil and biodiversity. It's about organisms. Soil and food security. Do you want to eat some soil, guys? So yeah, what I could say, it's a very great place to visit. And you see, oh my god, almost 1 hour video we have, and it's just a first look at the museum. I think next time we would make something maybe different, more detailed view at some special types of soils. We would try to learn their story, because each soil has its own story. How we people, we also have story of our lives. Soil has stories of their lives. So, Stukense.
I like this museum very much.
Yeah, we would make some more videos. Thank you very much, guys. It was first impression. We liked it very much. And what I could say, like my what do I think about it? As a first-time visitor, I think in general it's just great exposition, but I would like to have more light. I would like to have more light, maybe a bit more light, and also because if it would be a bit more light, it would be easier to look at it. Maybe to give a flashlight to visitor. Yeah, it's a nice joke. So actually everything just great, what I could say. I liked everything. The only thing which I said about countries is the most important thing, I think. and everything else is just very, very, very cool.
And also, I would like to have, you know what?
Mm.
The really cool thing that we saw at Google
Mhm.
company, they have a big, like, such touch screen monitor. Oh, here it is. Look, and you can find what you see. You can find on the map.
Yeah.
So, but here it's a little bit tricky because you see like symbols, and
Mm-hmm.
actually it's not so obvious how to find exactly what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there is a number, but I didn't see it.
Yeah. Actually, this, for example, soil and biodiversity, this thing, it would be cool to have it, maybe something there near organism, because then it would be like more close.
Are there any numbers like ZA?
Yeah, it would be fun to be able to find at this map,
There is no.
to find soils, so where they came from and how we could do it.
Oh yeah, I think here's some numbers. US.
US
Let's
040.
try to find it.
Yeah, let's try to find it.
Yeah.
US soil, US 040.
It's like US here.
No.
Oh.
Let me do it. Monoliths.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, in US it's easy because there are only one.
Only
I think
one. Okay.
it's this
As
one.
You can see.
Yeah, it's US 040. So it's possible to find all these monoliths here.
But it's not from Russia.
Yeah.
Oh, is
For example, for the Netherlands, it would be hard. Ah, now I see. Oh, how to move it down? Ah, maybe this. How to move it?
I don't think it's moving. I think it's just.
Ah, Z, like, okay, zooming. It's also not bad.
But zooming.
So font, yeah, you see this font, it has to be bold because it's not possible, it's too small. Yeah, so it would be cool to make this, to add possibility to find soils in the collection on the map easier somehow. Brainstorm. So in other, just it's amazing place, what I could say, I love it. It's not too huge, so you would become bored. But what I would like to see is Katina, so soils from the hill. So when you go down from the hill, soils change very much, and here it could be a good place to show. So soil from one place, but how they change a lot. So Stukense, what do you think? You also visited museum, and Stukense, she made first impression in Russian. So we have Russian channel about
You can also subscribe to our Russian channel if you like.
Yeah, Agroprognoz.
Agroprognoz channel. But in general, I would like to see my favorite part of this museum. I don't know if you showed it or not, but my favorite part is this one. Help yourself. You can try food. It's like a backpack of a soil scientist. We have macaroni, rice stick, and food. Help yourself.
Okay. What I think. Actually, I liked everything here. Another thing which I noticed, maybe it would be great to have these minerals at this shelf. This last, it's too high. I think Stukense wouldn't be able to look at it. Stukense, could you look at this desk? Try it.
No, I can't.
Just try it. No? Okay, yeah, so, yeah.
It's too high.
Yeah, maybe to put them some...
But you know, in the Netherlands, it's
Yeah.
the most high people.
Yeah, but it's for not only for Dutch people, this museum, I suppose. So maybe to put these minerals just like this period. So in general, it's just very beautiful place. I liked very much.
Also, I would like to have more information about soil formation processes, you know, like
Yeah.
genetics of soil and how the soil. So the most interesting for me in soil science in general is how soil appear from rock. There is a rock with some time, like history, and factor influence this rock, and then we
It's
can
like
see
soils and time.
something like this. Yeah, but
Yeah.
in this part you cannot actually get the idea how these soils, how you can how the soils appear from the rock, because it's not really obvious for a lot of people, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is the most amazing part for me.
Yeah,
soil
for me
science.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
It's
the
crazy
most
cool.
interesting thing is how soil appear from the
Because
nothing.
You have like minerals, which
Yeah.
you saw in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because at the first you see minerals,
Mhm.
and then somehow you can see something like this. How
Yeah.
is this happening? And I think it's very
Yeah,
interesting.
I think it has to be somewhere here, but then it would be like much bigger. But
Yeah.
there are some empty walls. Maybe it would appear
maybe
somewhere.
there is also maybe some information.
Yeah.
interactive
By the way,
cells.
yeah, it's a great
Maybe,
idea.
we didn't check it precisely. Maybe there is something inside this.
Biodiversity, food security,
Landscape.
soil and water, climate change,
I think
degradation,
it might be
soil and
here,
landscape.
but I'm not sure.
Let's
check.
check.
Start. Life cycle of soil. Maybe it's this soil forming factors.
Yeah, it's some information you could find here, I think. Yeah.
Not too much, but
Oh, by the way, you noticed it's months and color charts.
yeah, this is cool.
So, guys, come to the World Soil Museum in the Netherlands, in Wageningen city.
It's free
Yeah,
to
it's
visit.
free to visit at Wednesday from 1:30 till 5:30.
You can check on the website. I guess.
And also they organize groups sometimes. So if you are a professor from the university and you have students, you could come here and have like a guide. So
Have a nice day, guys.
we're waiting for your comments. What do you think about soil museums? What do you
Do
think?
you have soil museum?
Yeah. What do you think about my excursion?
Do you
Because
like it?
it's just impression, not excursion. Because of course I do not know much about all the soils. I actually personally I want to have a guide also of people who work there. I think they would show us some stuff. They would tell us some stories, and then we will make a video for you. See you.
Bye.